Here we go. All right. So we've got it recorded now. So I'm super excited about it because we're going to have it on our YouTube channel. And it's been taking me a little bit to get them up and loaded. You guys got to understand, I got a lot of space that it takes up every single time that it does it. And my phone is super slow when my space is taken up. So I try my best to get them up as quickly as I possibly can. Sometimes it takes me a little bit to get them in there, but I always try my best to get it done. Or I work my best to get it done. So I want to go over a couple of announcements with you guys really quick since this is recorded. That way everybody watches it. Normally I do my announcements beforehand, but we'll just go into it. Okay. So number one, Zoom calls are happening all throughout the week, every single week. Okay. Some of you I know work full-time jobs and you can't make it to the morning Zoom calls, and I totally understand, but most of you get out at 5 or 6, so you can totally make it to the ones at night, right? Because you're out of work, right? So that's the only thing that ever held me back when I first started this business was, working my full-time job. That was the only time that I couldn't get on Zoom calls. So number one, newbie Zoom calls are going on Monday, or sorry, not newbies. The Power Hour Zoom calls are going on every single day, Monday through Friday. They were at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. However, we are switching them this next Monday. They are going from 8 a.m. down to 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that means that if you are in the central area, like the middle of Tennessee and over, okay, they are going to be at 6 a.m. your time instead of 7 a.m., 7 a.m. like they are right now. So that's starting on Monday. They're going to start being at 6 a.m. We do a lot on that Zoom call, and it's freaking awesome because we get up all together. We get to talk about life and growth and all the things. We get to do work together. We do journaling on that Zoom call. We do reading our books on that Zoom call. You literally get done like 15 tasks on that Zoom call every single day so that you don't have to worry about getting up and going to work and not doing a damn thing, right? So this is going to be so good for you. So if you are wanting to hop on those, just let us know that you're going to get on them, or you don't even have to really let us know. It's the same exact Zoom ID that you're on right now. We've got different leaders leading it throughout the week. So you'll get different perspectives, different tips, different tricks, different style of trainings every single day. Okay. So that's the first Zoom call. The second Zoom call that's going on is a brand new Zoom call that I'm just starting. I'm doing a 6 week only. Okay. Newbies boot camp. What that means is I am literally giving you the steps from starting your business all the way to where I am within 6 weeks. And I'm going step by step, showing you the tasks that I do every day, leading you inside specific things that you guys have all asked me about. And so even if you've been in for a while, like maybe a year or two, it would be beneficial for you to watch it. One, because it's going to teach you how to lead other people. And two, you just might learn something new that you never known before because you were trained by me as a new distributor years ago. Okay. So now you get to see my new training style and what I lead my new girls through and all that good stuff. But if you are brand new, there's going to be some stuff in there that you have not learned yet. And so being on these Zoom calls every single Monday night, it's at the same exact time on this same exact Zoom ID. So make sure that you set your timer on your phone or your alarm on your phone to go off 10 minutes ahead of time, just like we do for this one. Every single Monday night for the next 6 weeks, you're going to want to bring a pen and piece of paper so you can take a lot of notes because there's going to be a lot of info packed into each Zoom that's going to teach you exactly how I got from where you're starting to where I am right now. And then the third one is, of course, these Wednesday night calls. If you are on here or not on here, just rewatching the replay, just know that these are happening every single Wednesday night. I do not skip these calls. We have them going every single week. Okay. If I'm ever out of service, there's always going to be another leader that's going to help train and teach and all that good stuff. So this is our actual Zoom call for our team specifically that's going to help pour into you every single week. Not only teach you the ins and the outs of the business, but help you believe in yourself a little bit more. And you get to learn from multiple different leaders also. So that's another really good thing. So those are the Zooms. Second thing is I believe September 1st, this is just kind of what I've been hearing lately a lot, is that September 1st, they're going to be dropping conference tickets. Conference is so ridiculously important. You guys are going to hear this from me literally every single week until conference starts. What times are the newbies boot camp? So those are going to be at, I think I put them at 9:30 p.m. EST. So it's going to be the same exact time that we normally would have this one, but it's going to be on Monday nights instead. So I'm doing that just for 6 weeks. And the reason why I'm doing it only for 6 weeks for a couple of reasons, because I'm going to pack so much info into those 6 weeks to make sure that you guys could share these with your new distributors from the beginning so that they're able to come in and get a new training every single day to teach them the ins and the outs of the business. Secondly, Tina's coming up here and we're starting to work the fairs going on that last week. So I cut it off right before we start the fairs because my schedule is going to go, it's going to go for a loop and I'm going to have to be forced to work early mornings, late nights, and only on the times where I can get small increments of breaks. Okay. So it's kind of going to be all over the place for a little while. But we're going to make it happen regardless. And we're going to show up for our business regardless of what's happening. Okay. So, second thing, like I said, conference is going to be in the talks a lot in the next coming weeks. And that is actually a conference that is happening at the beginning of next year in Florida. I am personally going to make that happen for myself. So if you want your business to explode, and you want to be surrounded by the fire, the people who are like ready to go, ready to fight, willing to pour into you, willing to teach you, willing to guide you. Just, you want to be around the fire so that it spreads to you, right? The energy in the room is contagious. And what I mean by that is, like, when I first went to conference, I went literally as a ruby. And I made the decision that I wanted to go emerald and diamond after that. I literally left conference and I went diamond that next month. And it was two ranks skipped up. And it was because of that fire and that energy that was in the room. I went again the next time. I brought Matt's account to diamond just like that, right? The very next month. And it was because that fire and that energy and everything that was building up to it, all the leads that I was producing, all that whole entire time before conference came, it just all exploded because I got super excited and people started seeing that on my Facebook. Okay. So it's so important to get your spot at conference. We will make arrangements for us all staying in hotels together, or if you need help getting there or whatever, we'll make a plan and we'll stick to that plan. Okay. So conference is super important. There's also many individual events that are going on. So make sure you go check out your events tab in your It Works eSuite, because you want to make sure that you stay in the loop. I know there's one in November in Portland, and Christine and I are actually linking arms and we're going to that together. And that's just an opportunity for us to be around our regional sales managers, and also a chance for us to be around people who, like I said, have that energy, have that excitement, so it can spread to us. It'll be contagious, right? So I'm really excited to go to that one. If there's one in your area, or even like an hour or two away from you, link up with somebody. Say, hey, do you want to make this drive with me? Let's go do it, right? Go there for, the afternoon or the evening. Or if you want to, get a hotel, stay together, hang out together, be by the fire together. It's going to be so beneficial for you to be able to take pictures and show all the hype around it and all that good stuff, especially working as social media influencers, right? So that's number 2. Number 3, we all want to make sure we're in all of the chats and all of the group pages. Okay. We're in, like, our group. If you are on this Zoom call, or if you're watching this on YouTube, that you're on my downline. Okay. You should be in our Team Diamond Hustler group chat. You should be in our Team Diamond Hustler group page, but you should also be in, a group page that it's from Stacy. She is one of our upline, and it's like a commitment, group page. And I don't remember exactly what the name of it is, but I'll send it in the group chat for you guys so you can add yourself to it. But if you're not a part of that group chat and you're watching this and you're on our team specifically, you can get into this group page, and there's commitment group chats that are on fire right now. They are blowing up every single day. You've got so many people who are in them. So they are just bringing the fire. They're posting the enrollments. They're posting what's working best for them. We got an awesome post a post from it the other day that was just fire that a lot of us have been using lately. And so you can get into these chats also with our upline, but you have to make sure you message me if you want in, which is so important. Like I said, stay close to the fire and you will become it, right? So that's the main reason why I want to get you guys in these chats and in these group pages. There's also awesome incentives that Stacy has for our entire team. There's a host to post giveaway in there as well. So if you do want to get in that one, she said you can totally double up if you wanted to, and do your one entry. It's $5 to get into hers. You could get your entries into hers and you could get it into our individual team. It's totally up to you. I just talked to her about that literally yesterday. So you can get into that. And then there's also incentives in there. You can put all of your enrollments in there. Any incentives that she has in that group page, if you were in that group page, you are on my team, which means that you are on her team because she's an upline of mine, okay? Which means she's an upline of yours. So make sure that if you're not in it, just send me a quick message, say, hey girl, I want in on that group page in the group chat, and I will for sure get you in, okay? Because it's always nice to have a bigger team too to be a part of. Okay, so that's all I have for announcements, but I want to go over what I really want to talk about tonight. I want to talk about seed planting season, okay? And I know some of you guys are getting super excited for this season. Some of you don't even really know what it is. And so I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about that tonight. But before we do that, could I get a couple of you just to turn on your camera? Because I have just all photos right now and I feel really awkward looking at a bunch of photos and not being able to see anybody's face. That would be awesome. Okay. All right. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for being so brave, Christina. Okay. So I want to go over seed planting season. I want to go over the why, the what, the how, the when, all that good stuff. So make sure that you get out your notebook so that you can write these things down. And I'm going to kind of explain it to you what seed planting season is. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to switch my camera around. Actually, I'm going to take you guys off of this because I'm going to flip this around for you. Okay. So you're going to see my counter for a second. Okay. So what seed planting season is and what we mean by this is it's actually a metaphor. Okay. So let me get my marker out. I don't know why it's having a hard time. So seed planting season. Seed planting season. You're more than welcome to write this down for yourself also so that you get it. Can you guys see the pen okay? Or should I switch to a different color? You can see it okay, Christina? Okay, cool. Okay. So what seed planting season is when you get started working your business, you have to gain momentum, okay? And this is kind of how it works. This is how the metaphor works, okay? How do you plant seeds? You have to actually get the seeds first. So you can get them from other, plants or different vegetables or whatever. You can get them from the store. You can get them from the farmer's market, wherever you want to get it, right? But you actually have to get the seeds, okay? Then after you get the seeds, what do? You have to plant your seeds, right? This is my little drawing of planting the seeds. Okay. After you plant the seeds, your next step is you're going to give it some sunshine. Right? You're going to give it some sunshine. After that, you have to make sure that you water it. So this is my little drawing of watering it. Water the seed, okay? And then it goes right back because it grows and then you get the seed again and then you plant it and you give it sunshine, you water it again, okay? How this refers to your business and why this is such a commonly used metaphor is because when you are getting the seeds, think about it in your business like you are adding people. Like you are growing your network. Now, when you add people, you get to message them. So think of planting the seeds like you are messaging them, okay?
Now, when you're giving it sunshine, it's technically like them seeing your content on your Facebook, right? You're feeding them content. They see your posts, they see your story, they see your TikToks, they see your reels, they see all of your stuff. They see your lives, whatever lives you do. You're giving them sunshine, meaning you're actually showing them what it could be like for them to either want our product and use our product, or for them to actually be in our business and make money with us, right? And then when you give your seed the water, this is kind of like a follow-up. So sending someone a message just saying, hey, I've got one spot left for you, you're reminding them that you still have that opportunity that you guys were talking about before. Because a lot of people are forgetting literally at this stage, adding and messaging. And then they don't see your post because you're not consistent, and then you don't follow up. So then it just ends right here and it cuts off right here, right? So here's the goal. This is why we call it seed planting season, is because you're going to focus your time this month and next month. You're going to focus your time, and it's going to be a consistent thing. You're going to be focusing on it every single day. But just know that this is our seed planting season, which means that you're going to have a lot more people interested and open to it and open to hearing from you more than any time. Okay. So when you're planting the seed, you're adding people. So this is a season for adding. This is a season for actually getting the seeds, grabbing the seeds, right? And so the more you add, right? The more you add, these are just little seeds that I'm adding, okay? I'm just trying to give you a visual here. The more that you add, the more that you can message, right? Because you added all of these, you get to message all of these. If you did not add any of these, you don't get to message any of these, right? So it's a decision that you have to make to add all throughout the season, right? And it's a decision that you make to message. The more that you add, the more you can message. The more people will see this sunshine, this content, right? The more plants are actually growing during this whole time. And when you go to do your follow-up with them, and you're going to follow up. When you go to grow a plant or a vegetable, do you water it just one time? No. You water it every single day. You're watering it. Think of this as your follow-up, okay? You are watering. And I wouldn't say every single day you're following up with them, but like once a week you are following up with them. So I think about every single time that you follow up with them, you're watering. And then eventually that seed is going to go from a seed and it's going to grow into a pretty harvest, right? But you will never get this if you do not start here in a massive way. So you have to add in a massive way every single day, and you have to message in a massive way every single day, because you have to be able to get a massive amount of ads, to be able to send out a massive amount of messages, to be able to have a massive amount of people see that content, to be able to have a massive amount of people sign with you every single time you're doing your follow-ups, right? So if you're sitting there in your business and you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't know why I'm not signing anybody, or I don't know why nothing's happening right now. Okay. This is how you make it happen. You have to add so that you can message a lot of people. You are in the stage of planting your seeds. Your seeds cannot grow unless you're staying consistent with giving it sunshine every single day. If you're not posting every single day, and you're not updating your story, and you're not being yourself and learning how to brand yourself with your business and your lifestyle, then these people are not getting to see your sunshine. How are they supposed to grow into these beautiful harvests, these massive harvests, if you're not willing to share it every single day, right? Think about this.
If you are adding and you are messaging and you are showing them the sunshine, but you're not watering them every single day, what happens? The plant still dies. It still dies in the end because you're not watering it enough for it to grow. And at some point, someone's going to end up coming along and they're going to take your harvest from you because they are willing to water your plants when you are not, right? So in order for you to get a massive, massive harvest going into the winter months and going out of the winter months, even into next spring, right? Because we know it's a fact that it takes you 3 to 6 months to build your business to a certain point, right? So everything that you're doing right now, okay, we're in August right now. So September, October, November, December, January, and February. These are going to be your big, massive and rolling months because you chose to take the time to hustle right now. Now, am I saying that your business can't explode right now? No, I'm not. Your business can grow like crazy right now, but it cannot grow unless you're taking advantage of the seed planting season, unless you are going all in with adding and messaging like a crazy person every single day. Okay. So that's what I mean by seed planting, that it's seed planting season. I hope that all makes sense, especially with the visual. So, what I'm meaning when I say planting seeds is asking. And like Pam Sauter would say, and I don't even know if this was her specifically, she might've gotten this from someone else, but she would say, you got to make an ask of yourself. And what she meant by that is you have to ask a lot of people. You have to go on an asking rampage. You have to be willing to share this opportunity with everybody. And a lot of the times that requires us to get excited. That requires us to get super pumped up about where we're going. That requires us to be super loud about what we're doing. That requires us to repeat our goal every single day because it can get tiring talking about the opportunity. It can get tiring, going over it every single day and asking so many people and so many people saying they just can't do it right now, right? Because we're in the seed planting season. But if you get loud and you get excited and you know why you're here, you're going to want to share this with everybody because this business is changing your life, which means that it's going to change everybody else's life. And you got to stop holding it to yourself. You got to stop holding the products to yourself. You got to stop being afraid to message people because you think that you're bothering them. You're not bothering them. You're actually giving them a life-changing opportunity that could literally change everything for them here on this earth, right? And so, making an ask of yourself. You want to make sure that you're asking as many people as you can possibly every single day. Now, the how, okay, I came up with a few different things, actually 4 different ways that I want to explain to you guys on how I kind of plant those seeds. Okay. So, number 1, someone might be interested in one thing, but they might not be interested in the other thing. Okay. And what I mean by that is that if I'm going down my messaging spree boards, okay, if you're on this Zoom call, you should have your boards, right? You have the Messaging Madness board just like I do. We send the same exact messages every single day. There's so many messages that are in that board that you can alternate. Some people are using some messages, some people are using other messages, some are using the other ones. It really all depends on what your what your Facebook is interested in, right? But here's the deal. Someone that's on your Facebook might not be interested in losing weight, but they could be interested in making money, right? They could be not interested in making money, but they would be up for putting a post up for you to actually help you with your business. And so it's so important to rotate your messages. When you are sending your messages down your friends list or on your green light messages, like your active friends, or if you are sending messages to the people that viewed your story or sending messages to the people who saw your post and liked your post, right? It is so important to offer them different things. Because like I said, somebody might not be interested in growing the business, but they could be interested in doing a 2-day detox, right? So it's important to make sure that you cover all bases when you are talking to people. So having that conversation, and it doesn't have to be right then and there. If you talk to someone and you ask them, hey, I'm looking for a few people who want to try my 2-day detox. Do you know anybody who would want to be interested? And they say, well, no, I really don't, right? At that point, after you talk to them about, you know, the host to post and the opportunity and stuff like that, they might say no to all three, right? But the next time that you go to send them a message, switch it up, because they might not have been interested in the detox, but they might be interested in the hair, skin, nails. So as you're sending your messages, especially down your friends list or green light messages, when you're sending your messages, rotate them. And when you come across someone that you've already asked about the opportunity, don't go ask them again for the opportunity. Go ask them if they want to try the product instead. Or if you've already asked them about the product, maybe try asking them if they want to make money instead. Or if you've already asked them if they want to do both of those things, ask them if they wouldn't mind putting up a post on their wall for you. This is how we're rotating our messages. This is why I put so many messages in the boards between host to post messages, loyal customer messages, and potential distributor messages. It was specifically so that you could rotate your messages so that you're not asking someone again and again if they want to make money, or you're not asking someone again and again if they want to lose weight. You're asking them multiple different things because everybody is different. Everybody has different goals. Everybody has different whys. Everybody has different lives, right? So that's number one. Number two, they may not be interested, but their friends may be interested. Okay. And what I mean by that is if I'm asking someone, hey, I'm looking for a few people who want to try my skinny coffee. I love the taste of it and I've lost 10 pounds. Do you know anybody who would be interested? Right. And they write back to you and they say, well, I'm not really a coffee drinker and I wouldn't really want to lose weight at all. So I'm not really interested at this time. Okay. They say that. No doesn't mean no forever. That doesn't mean that they're not going to be interested in anything, right? But it also could mean that if you swapped it around into a host to post, they could post on their page for you still, and their friends might be interested in that coffee. So it doesn't hurt to ask at the end of every single conversation that you have, no worries. I appreciate you getting back to me. I'm having a giveaway. Would you want a free entry in? Okay. That's how simple it is to ask them. This message is actually in the boards. If you go to your boards app, go to your HAP script, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and it says, when they say no, thank you. If you click on that, it's going to say those same exact words. No worries. I appreciate you getting back to me. I'm having a cash giveaway. Do you want a free entry? Okay. That's how simple it is. 9 out of 10 people that I ask that question say yes. And then they end up posting for me. So that's kind of the verbiage that we would use for that. And you can use that in the boards, or you can take the one that I just sent you. You can make up your own if you wanted to have your own personality spin on it and save it to your own board so you can use it every time. Number 3, if they can't afford it, ask them if they want to make money and do it. Okay. So there's so many people that I talk to every single day, and I'm going to be real with you. Okay. I talk to hundreds of people every single day, and most of them tell me that they can't do it right then and there. So one, I always ask them if they've got a date that works better for them. Something that you have to make sure you do is try to get them to commit to a date that they're willing to order. So like, for example, if someone comes to me like Christina, I'm talking to her about the 2-day detox and I give her the price and she says, well, it's priced really good, but I can't really afford that right now. I'm going to come back to Christina and I'm going to say, no worries. Is there a day that works better for you? Okay. I also might ask her, no worries. What day do you usually get paid on? We can follow up on that day. Okay. So you're always getting a date from them on when they can get started, because just because they can't get started within that moment doesn't mean that they don't get paid. Doesn't mean that they don't have the opportunity to get started, whether it be product or business. So always flipping it around and asking that question of, no worries, what day works better for you? Or is there a date that works better for you? Or what day do you usually get paid on? Or what day can I follow up with you? Okay. Those are all simple questions to get them to say a date. And when they say a date, you're going to put their name in your calendar on that day with a star next to it. And every single morning, you're going to make sure you check on your calendar so that you can check the starred ones. Every single time that you have a starred one with a little star next to it, you're going to follow up with them first thing in the morning, just to make sure that you get them before they end up, spending their paycheck, because that's what people do. Right. So, that's the first thing that I do with that whole situation. I always ask what day? And then some people will come back and they'll say, well, I can't really do it at all right now because I'm out of work. Or they'll say, well, I can't really do it at all right now because I'm really struggling. At that point, I take it into the opportunity. So I will say, no worries. Have you ever thought about doing what I do to make extra income and using these products? I think I could really help you. Okay. That's how simple it is to turn it around. So you're not just asking them, okay, what date, but you're also asking them, have you ever thought about doing what I do? So every single time that you talk to someone, you could spin it around like that. So number 4 is asking for referrals. This is a big tip. So when you're sending messages out, luckily we have the Boards app, which allowed me to create a lot of different messages that are asking for referrals. And what I mean by that is, do you ever notice that on the boards, all the messages are asking if they know anybody instead of if they want to, unless it's like a potential distributor one, and then it's a little bit more personable. But if you notice, it always says, I'm looking for a few people who want to try my 2-day cleanse. This is what it does. Do you know anybody that would be interested? Or it says, hey girl, I'm looking for 2 people to do my 90-day challenge with my slimming gummies. Do you know anybody who would be up for the challenge? So asking for a referral is indirectly asking the question directly, right? Because they're able to make the decision for themselves whether they want to come back and say, oh yeah, that's something that I would like to try. Or they can make the decision to say, oh no, thank you. Or they could say, no, but I could post for you, right? So always asking the question indirectly, but asking for a referral. If they are interested, they will say, yes, I'm interested. If they are not interested, then they won't. Okay. And no matter what, asking that question of, hey, would you mind putting up a simple post on your wall for me? If they say no, just because they're not interested doesn't mean their friends are interested. So usually whenever I go into a question or a message with someone, I'll ask them about product. When I ask them if they want to try, if they know anybody that wants to try the product, when they say no, I ask them if they wouldn't mind putting up a post for me. And then at that point, that's when I go ahead and get them to post. And at the end of that host post, that's when I ask them about the opportunity. So I'm always usually asking every single person that I'm talking to if they want to try the product, if they want to post for me, and if they want to become a distributor, just like that. That's how the script rolls. And that's all in your Boards app. Everything that I'm talking about, it's all in your Boards app. If you want to put a spin on it, you absolutely can. I am all for putting a spin on it and creating your own board. That's very similar. That kind of helps you allow it to flow a little bit better. So the when, okay, we're going to go over the when part of it. So I went over the why we plant seeds. I went over the what, the how, and now we're going to go over the when. Consistency is key. So it is so important that every single day you are exercising these things. You are planting the seeds. You are talking to people. You are sending the messages. You are adding the people on your Facebook, and you're doing it in a way that you are consistently doing it every single day and going all in. The more you add, the more you can plant the seeds, right? The more you add, the more you can message. The more you message, the more you're going to follow up with. And the more you follow up with, the more they're going to actually sign with you. So if you're sitting around and you're saying, why is my business not taking off? Well, why did I have a really good season and now I'm having a crappy season? Well, the reason behind all of it is, what were you doing 3 to 6 months ago, right? And if you just started, your momentum starts right now. Your momentum starts right now. So if you are sitting back, waiting for something to happen, waiting for the money to roll in, waiting for the paycheck to come, it's only going to come, and it's only going to come in big waves if you decide to go all in on it. Okay. So consistency is key, and setting a goal for yourself. So setting a goal for yourself, every single month, I have my long-term goal, my short-term goal, and my soon. Okay. And I have those goals set, but I also have goals for the day and for the month. So my goals for the month are all around the 4-in-1 system that we have. So I will set a goal for how many 4-in-1s I need in order to pay certain things. And then every single day, I break it down into how many messages I want to set a goal for myself to send. Okay. If you are brand new and you have not maxed out your limit of like, how many messages do I need to send every single day to get one loyal customer? And how many messages do I need to send every single day to get one distributor? And how many messages do I need to send every single day to get 10 host to posts? Sometimes you're going to have to send a little bit more, but you won't know that until you go all in on your messaging and your adding. So it is so important to make sure that you're setting a goal for yourself and you're choosing to go all in with your messaging and your adding so that you can find that number, so that every single day you can challenge yourself to how many PLCs you want to write down, how many PDTs you want to write down, and how many host to post you get. If you get halfway through the day, or you get 3/4 of the way through the day, and you set yourself a goal to write down 10 people that you had a full conversation with about product, and you've only gotten 2 people written down, that's when you know you got to hustle a little bit harder. That doesn't mean that you're incapable. That doesn't mean that you can't do it. That just means you need to manage your time a little bit better, and you need to focus more on adding and messaging a little bit more, right? And so setting that goal can help you see that. It can help you acknowledge what you're doing and what you're lacking and what you're not lacking and all the things. It can show you how to fail and learn from it again and again and again, right? Because our success is stacked on those failures. So the only way for you to actually make it happen is by setting a goal for yourself, aiming for it, having a setback, failing, getting back up, failing again, getting back up, failing again, getting back up until you make it happen. Okay. So number 1, set that goal for yourself, push yourself, put it way outside of your comfort zone so that you can make it happen, so that you can push yourself every single day to get better and better and better. And if you just get 1% better at your job every single day, working this business on the side, you will be just absolutely amazing within a year. Like, your business will be blowing up. So number 2, on the when side, is making sure that you're writing down your task list every single day. Make sure that you're writing down how many messaging sprees you're doing. How many people do you want to add every single day and click that add button for? How many hosts to post are you willing to get up every single day? Push yourself outside of that comfort zone. We shoot for 10 every single day. 10 every single day will end up getting you 300 by the end of the month. And that is so awesome, because those host to posts are going to blow up. At least 1 out of every single 10 has comments on it. And that is going to be massive for you to grow your network, 1, and 2, to get people in to plant those seeds and have that conversation. So that's number 2. Number 3 is sticking to the goal and revisiting the goal consistently. So if you've got this goal that's going on, right? We all have crap that happens throughout the day. Like, everybody has life. We would be so naive if we thought that everybody else didn't have it as hard as we did, right? Or everybody else wasn't as busy as we are. Everybody is busy, no matter what, no matter who they are. They all are busy. Everybody's got things going on throughout the day, whether they're choosing they're busy or they're not choosing they're busy, they're still busy, right? And so when you have your goal set, you have to choose to revisit it throughout the day. And you have to choose to revisit your big goals throughout the month so that you remember why you're doing it in the first place. And also you remember what exactly you have to do. So for example, if I write down my why and I write down what I need to get done today, and I tell myself, Chelsea, you got to get 10 hosts to post done, and I write it down and then I never even look at it for the rest of the day, do you think I'm going to get it done? With 2 kids at home, I had to go to the post office today. I had to go to the store today. I had to go get gas today. I had gymnastics today. I had the Zoom calls tonight. I have 4 brand new girls that I'm working with every single day that I'm building friendships with and teaching them how to make money and all the things, right? We're super busy all the time. If I didn't revisit my goals throughout the day because I didn't write them down, or maybe I did write them down and I just didn't look at them, then I would never get it done, because I did not reset it. So maybe it takes you creating a habit for yourself as a business owner and setting an alarm on your phone to check your to-do list for the day throughout the day, right? Maybe it takes you putting it somewhere in your house that you can see it every single day, like on your fridge. Matt and I had a whiteboard for the longest time on our fridge that I would write down tasks and stuff on. And I would write down a whole to-do list for home and for business. And we always had it in front of us. And the reason why I say had past tense is because Bo got a hold of it and he destroyed it with permanent marker, and then he ripped it apart. But that's besides the point. When it comes down to it, we had it written down. Now I have it in my phone, so it's always on me. I have alarms that are set throughout the day, so I always check that to-do list regardless of what's going on, so I know exactly what I'm doing. My office is going to be finished here soon, so I'm going to have it all around my office, my to-do list right on my desk every single day, so I can revisit it throughout the day. And I'm going to have alarms on my phone to be able to set my alarm so that I can go in my office and I can work. Every single time I'm going to have my to-do list right on there. So have your to-do list written down and revisit it throughout the day. Revisit your goal, revisit your why. Make sure that you're writing down and journaling every single day of what you truly want in your life, because you need that. You need that to fuel your fire, to get you excited. And number 4, create habits around your goals. Okay. When I first started this business, I was working 2 jobs, like 80 hours a week. I was like, someone was controlling my time like 90% of my days. I did not get to choose my time because I was working for somebody else. They told me when to show up. They told me when I could leave. They told me when I could take a day off. They told me when I could go take a dump. They told me when I could literally do anything, eat, take a day off with my child. They told me when I could do anything. Okay. I had to choose to work around it because that person was paying me every single day. Right. So I had to choose to work this business around it so that eventually I didn't have to listen to the boss man anymore. So eventually I could be the boss man, right? Or boss woman, whatever you want to call it, right? But when it comes down to it, I had to create these habits around my lifestyle. So I did a lot of habit stacking. And what I mean by that is whenever I would finish something, I would create this habit of doing something else that helped my business. So, for example, waking up in the morning, I would listen to my first podcast, maybe read a little bit of my book. Back then, I wasn't reading books all that much. I'm not even going to lie to you guys, because I didn't realize that it all relied on mindset. And that's why it took me so long to get to where I am, because I had no idea. Okay. So I would listen to a podcast in the morning and a motivational video. And right after that habit of waking up, doing that, I would do my messaging sprees. Okay. Like I would literally create that habit. And so now I wake up in the morning and the first thing that I do after I do my personal development is I do a messaging spree every single morning. That's where the birthdays come in. That's where we do our birthdays and our mutual friends every single morning. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. It's a good thing. And then I do all my mutual friends and send my message to them. I created that habit for myself. Do habits take time to create? Absolutely. Do they take effort? Absolutely. But if you are a business owner and you want to get paid in this like a business, you want the money to roll in like a business owner would have the money roll in, you have to be willing to show up for that paycheck every single day, right? So I choose to wake up and make that happen every single morning. So I stacked my habits. So when I talk to a lot of new people and I say, how early can we wake up in the morning? All it takes is 15 minutes. That's all it takes, 15 minutes. Waking up 15 minutes earlier will get you 2 different things done every single morning that will help your business in the long run because you're getting in your inbox right off. Okay. So that's number 1. Or that's number 4. And same with like before bed, just to give you a few more examples of that habit stacking. Before you go to bed at night, I always do a messaging spree before I go to bed. I always make sure that I clear my inbox before I go to bed. And I always make sure that I listen to a podcast or something like that before I go to bed also. So I'm doing those things. And something that I started doing lately too is adding on Facebook and Instagram before I go to sleep. If Facebook has me blocked, I go right onto Instagram and I go add 100 people at least before I go to bed. And those are habits that I've created now. So I do them naturally now without even thinking about it. Like I could be tired, and I feel like my day is not complete and I can't even go to sleep until I hit that habit, right? Because the habit, it makes me tired now at that point. Bathroom breaks, even like every single time I go to the bathroom, my phone always comes with me because that's when I work my business the most. That's the best time that I can get away from my kids because I can lock my bathroom door and they're not, able to get in, and even if they could get in, that's still a habit. I've created that for myself. Cooking dinner at night. Anytime I'm cooking dinner at night, My phone is in my hand usually, and I am working. I am getting my stuff done. I'm usually responding to messages. That's the biggest time that I reach out to new girls, when I'm cooking dinner, and when I am updating my story and doing messaging sprees. In the car, I've got this habit that I created early on in my business. Anytime I pull in anywheres, in my driveway, at my mom's house, at the salon, at Walmart, Hannaford, any place that I pull in, I sit there and I do a 10-minute messaging spree before I even walk in. So that is now a habit. Whenever I go somewhere, I sit there in the car for 10 minutes and I do nothing but message people for 10 minutes. It's gotten to the point where even Matt knows that I'm going to be out in the car for 10 minutes so I can do a messaging spree. He knows, and my kids know, even when we pull into the Walmart parking lot, we're not walking into that store until mom gets done a 10-minute messaging spree. And now, because they've done it for so long, it's created this habit of them understanding that. And so they don't ask me right off the bat, are we getting out? They sit there and they just wait for 10 minutes. And that's what we do. Sometimes we do it for 5, I'm not gonna lie, but you know, it's always a habit of sending messages right before I walk into the store. And then the store is me just rewarding myself for doing that work, right? Me coming inside is me rewarding myself for doing all that hard work. And so that's what I do every single time. So at the end of the day, these are all the ways that I plant seeds. I'm planting seeds through my story. I'm planting seeds through messaging people. I'm planting seeds through sending a message to everybody who comments on my posts. I'm sending a message to anybody that is on my Facebook, my Instagram. I am literally sending the messages out like crazy, and I'm adding consistently every single day. We call it seed planting season because this is where you're going to take massive action with adding and messaging like crazy. We're going to come a time where the follow-ups are going to be really big, and that is going to be your harvest season. Okay. Harvest season is when you go to do your follow-ups and you've got people coming at you left and right. You've got people who are messaging you because you've stayed consistent for so long. People know that you're serious and they know that you can seriously help them at that point. So at the end of the day, I want to leave this with you guys. Okay. If I ended up showing up for my business only when I wanted to, or only when I felt like it, right, I would never show up. And I was listening to something with Jim Rohn earlier today, and he was talking about how what sets him apart from other people who did not live a successful life is that he showed up when it was hard. He showed up when he didn't feel like it. He showed up when he felt tired. He showed up when he was sick. He showed up during the times that most people would not be willing to show up, because he wanted things that most people would not be able to ever have. So if you want the things that other people will never have, you have to be willing to show up on the times that most people are not willing to show up. And that's where showing up when you're tired, showing up when you're not feeling good, showing up when you are not feeling like it, right? Showing up on hard days, showing up on good days, showing up on stressful days, showing up even when you feel like you don't have enough time, showing up when you don't feel like you have enough energy. Choosing to show up will allow your paycheck to show up for you tenfold. So I hope that helps you guys so much. I love you guys, and I hope you have a great night.